Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. As always, a free way to support the channel is by leaving a like, by leaving a comment, or by telling me what you had for breakfast. Subscribes are also welcomed as well. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. Oh, also, and watch out for the robots everywhere that are pretending to be me. They're on Instagram, they're on Twitter, and they're most certainly in the comment section on this video. So just understand that it's not me. I see people asking other people if it's me. No, I will never ask you for money. I will never ask you for something in exchange for some other thing, because people keep getting contacted on Telegram as well, which I am also not on. You're like, hey, I got the next moves of the market and stuff like that. No, no one does. So anyway, now without further ado, let's jump right into it. For those of you who do not know, at least at the time of me making this video, Bitcoin and the wider cryptocurrency market are falling down. Bitcoin has fallen below 30,000 US dollars. It says despite Bitcoin crashing below $30,000 for the first time in a month, on-chain metrics suggest whales may be steadily accumulating Bitcoin. I see a lot of confusion in the comment section, and I'm frankly sorry at this point if you have not gotten what OTC means or why OTC does not affect the price. I really can't explain it any further. The easiest way that I can kind of say it is, imagine me, you, like us, me, you, and then there's two other people in the room, and we are passing Bitcoin, like an actual physical Bitcoin, back and forth between ourselves. This is how over-the-counter basically in a nutshell works. And all the transactions that we're doing are happening on the blockchain, but they're not happening on a cryptocurrency exchange where Bitcoin has a price. So we can still see that accumulation is happening on-chain, but not on a cryptocurrency exchange. I saw about 20 comments yesterday with people visibly or digitally angry that prices were dropping and that I was saying that accumulation was happening, and they're like, that's a lie because we see that prices are dropping. You have to really understand what OTC is. You have to understand it. Like, it's not even a joke anymore. You have to understand what it is, and what actually happens on a cryptocurrency exchange has no actual merit on what happens on Bitcoin's blockchain. That's why we've had so much news over the last 2 months that we see rapid amounts of accumulation happening. Like these really big addresses are accumulating tons of Bitcoin, but the accumulation isn't happening on a cryptocurrency exchange. Before crypto exchanges, there was just Bitcoin. I could transact with you back and forth within Bitcoin, but now we have infrastructure around this space that are cryptocurrency exchanges where we can say, well, Bitcoin has this exact value. I'll trade you it for that. But before that, it was just a blockchain, and that's where everyone is trading. And usually they do it with actual cash or a bank transfer to get the actual coins from someone. And I, once again, if you understood that, I'm extremely happy. Thank you for that. But there's so many people, not even just here, on other people's channels and also on social media, like really not understanding why prices could drop even as people are buying tens of thousands of Bitcoin. According to Glassnode on the 19th of July, that's yesterday, the Bitcoin reserves of centralized exchanges have continued to evaporate despite the recently sustained bearish momentum, with an average of 36,000 Bitcoin worth around $1 billion being withdrawn from exchanges monthly. Glassnode infers the shrinking Bitcoin reserves on exchanges as indicating large investors moving Bitcoin into secure storage rather than leaving their coins on exchanges in preparation for selling. The idea is, and this is not exactly what happens because it's also a method to get people to sell. Here's the actual chart right here so you can see a little bit better, is that as the amount of cryptocurrency on exchanges increases, the idea is that rich people are moving their coins there in preparation for selling. And 9 out of 10 times, this is not even what happens. They move their coins onto the exchange to let other people think that they're going to sell. People begin to panic. Why has $5 billion worth of Bitcoin moved on to an exchange? Oh my gosh, woe is us. We must start panicking. When these coins go off of an exchange, it's usually indicative that they're going back to where they were before, and they're usually being kept in safe keeping, whatever, what have you, whatever kind of word you want to use for it. This chart is going to become very important in the next couple of minutes because we're going to refer back to it to show you exactly where the cryptocurrency market was before and why we keep hearing over the last couple of weeks that this movement of coins moving off of exchanges looks like we could be going back up in price. We'll get to it in a second, I promise you. Says Bitcoin drops below 30,000 for the first time in 4 weeks. These were the only two articles that I found, the only two articles that had just a neutral stance on Bitcoin has fallen. Every other website was bears are tearing apart the market. Is it time to sell? Panic. And I mean, like, literally, they were saying these things in the title. It was really quite disgusting because people just do those things for clicks just to make sure that other people are terrified of what's happening. And this is why we keep getting so many new people, so many retail investors in the market who don't know what's going on. They completely panic. They sell their coins and then prices start going back up and they go, but I was told to be afraid. For those of you who, now listen, I totally understand if you haven't been watching the news because the news is just a bit of a mess right now and has been for the last couple of years. There is a wider global stock market sell-off that is accelerating. It has been happening for the last couple of days, and even more so if you want to put it into a 5 or 6 day time frame, that's probably slightly even more accurate. Just because you may have noticed the last 5 or 6 days, the cryptocurrency market has also been slumping a tiny bit. There appears to be a resurgence, if you will, of 19, because it never really went anywhere, even though a lot of people were claiming, you know, we can open everything back up. I'm going to call it 19D, just so you understand what I'm basically talking about. And now the idea that places around the world that opened the floodgates without really preparing, you know exactly what I'm talking about, are now not doing too well. So there's now rumors and some discussions about closing the floodgates again, if you understand what I'm saying. And the markets are feeling that. Part of the issue is that our market should not be, but people often compare it to traditional markets, in that if they tumble, that we have to tumble as well. There is definitely a sell-off that's happening, and a large part of it is probably from people who are relatively new to the market who don't really understand what's going on. So they're selling this. And once again, this is not me telling you not to sell. I cannot and will not ever tell you what to do with your money, but just understand that this is what's happening in the market, is that as other people are afraid, we are told to also be afraid in our market as well. What's this one? Also in the news as well, you might remember about a week and some change ago, we were told to be extremely afraid because Grayscale was going to have an unlocking of their Bitcoin trust or something like that. Like a fraction of the coins that Grayscale is holding, I believe, unlocks every 6 months. And the entire cryptocurrency industry was told to be afraid of this unlocking because the idea of the unlocking is that the rich people who have locked their coins with Grayscale would sell them off. No, I don't. Why is there no logic in this space? Like what is happening to everything? The people who are locking up their coins with Grayscale know about these unlockings. They know about it. The people who don't know about it are retail investors or new people who are new to the market who have no idea what the heck is going on anymore because they're just constantly bumping into walls buying all these other crappy coins. They know that these coins are going to be unlocked, and these unlocks are already known by other people in the industry as well. If there's going to be any type of massive sell-off, they know about it, and they're going to purchase up these shares for a lower value, therefore bringing back up where we previously were before. So no, there wasn't a really big drop from the Grayscale Bitcoin unlock because it wasn't going to be a thing. There are tons of other funds who also have unlocks, but we're told to focus on this one because they're the largest. This happens all the time. This was even happening before, even 6 months ago and the other 6 months ago. It happens quite often. There's constantly a moment in the cryptocurrency space where everyone is told to be afraid about something all the time. And then when people writing news articles realize that people aren't afraid of this one event anymore, they change it to another event. I've been in the cryptocurrency space since around 2013, 2014. For those of you who do not know, it's not me bragging. I'm simply telling you the constant mimicking of the news over the course of the years is nonsensical. And I know it's difficult not to focus or hone in on something and be afraid of one set event. But this is why I do the channel, to try and make you understand that these are just mimics of other things. Before Grayscale, it was something else. We were told that Bitcoin was too slow, Bitcoin was too this, so and so, people mining the coins, China does this, it happens all the time. And then when people are no longer afraid of these events happening, they find a brand new event. Remember, who the heck was talking about Grayscale's unlock event last year? Nobody, because we knew about it already. So the point is, the price did not fall for that. And also, just in case all of you forgot, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people did forget, there are charts floating around on Instagram, and I'm actually pretty happy that people have been posting these. It shows where Bitcoin's price was in 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 2019, 2020, and where we currently are right now. Don't forget, we had a massive drop. First of all, we are way ahead in price compared to where we were last year or the year before or the year before that, and continuing. But also at the same exact time, don't forget that we also had remember the, oh my gosh, super devastating, I can't believe this is happening crash. It happened last year. It was also because of 19. I'm not sure if people just forget that things happen or are easily susceptible to being afraid once again. I'm not sure, but just remember, this also happened last year because we were told to be afraid because the stock market began to fall because of 19 and everything else began to fall because of 19. And you can even, you know what, do your own research, find the articles for yourself. Remember when Bitcoin fell down to around $3,000 and everyone was like, well, that's the end of the market. That's the end of Bitcoin. And Peter Schiff kept on coming out of his little rabbit hole talking about, oh, well, you should have bought gold. Gold is the better thing. And then Bitcoin went up to 4,000 and then 7,000 and then 10,000. And then you started getting calls from your friends because it went to 12,000 and then 15,000 and people were buying into it. Then it went to 18,000, back down to around 16, 21,000. It kept on going higher and higher and higher. Just know that these falls are always temporary. People are still accumulating. People are still buying into Bitcoin. There are at least millions of people around the planet who understand what Bitcoin actually is. And these price fluctuations are either an opportunity to buy or an opportunity to keep holding. So the prices have dropped, yes. The main catalyst appears to be right now that the stock markets around the world are not doing very well because you know why. Anyway, that's all the price news. And without further ado, let's move on. In one of the most popular news stories of the day, Michael Sonnenschein, CEO of digital asset management giant Grayscale, has announced a new investment vehicle for the firm targeted at DeFi. Sonnenschein announced Grayscale's planned DeFi fund and index during an appearance on CNBC's Squawk Box, detailing the purpose of the new product. The Grayscale CEO said the fund would offer exposure to DeFi assets such as Uniswap and Aave for its institutional clients. So Grayscale has been around for a couple of years, I think since 2017 or 2018 or something like that. But they've only gotten really big in the last year or and a half or so, somewhere around there. And now they're trying to add as many different other coins to their offering because there's more than just Bitcoin and Ethereum. A lot of other people are really into altcoins, and this is why they're adding them, because of money. I found the actual list. Nearly every other website only had Aave and Uniswap. These are the list of coins. I believe that they're going to be adding the Grayscale DeFi fund, would be the second diversified fund offering from the company. The new fund will track the CoinDex in DeFi index that comprises of Uniswap, Aave, Compound, Curve, MakerDAO, SushiSwap, Synthetics, Yearn Finance, UMA Protocol, and Bancor Network Token. So those are the coins that they are, I guess, going to be adding. I don't think there's any discussion of, if they're going to add them. I assume these are the coins that will be added to their DeFi fund. I'm sure they're going to have many other funds. So sure, if you have those coins, I guess do a little jig in your house, get a little excited because they're going to be added to Grayscale. And without further ado, let's move on. Also in mega popular news, with about 15 other websites really missing the point of what took place, major cryptocurrency exchange Binance has completed its 16th quarterly Binance coin burn, destroying over $390 million worth of Binance coin. Now, I really have to bring back a dedicated video to stupid news because I sat there like, you people have to be joking. For those of you who do not know, Binance, created a coin called Binance Coin. They announced when they created this coin that there would be quarterly burns of the coin, in that they would destroy a fraction of their profit or a fraction of something else, however they're counting it. And these coins would be burned or destroyed. They're basically sent to an address that doesn't have like an exit. Think of it that way. You send it to a cryptocurrency exchange where no one can really ever get back into it, and therefore these coins are kind of lost and gone forever, but we call it a coin burn because I think it sounds more fancy. A lot of people were writing articles like Binance has done a coin burn despite regulatory whatever. And I'm like, you know that this is just something that happens with the protocol, right? Like the people from Binance aren't sitting there going, oh gosh, the people from Indonesia don't like us. Should we not burn our coins? No, like the coin burns are going to happen because it's in the white paper. It says like, what's going to happen. And the other part being that this is one of the very few coins. A lot of other coins have mimicked coin burns because they want their coins to seem more fancy or fantastical or whatever word you're looking for in the dictionary. XRP was one of the very few coins that actually had a coin burn, and other people realized, oh, their supply is lowering and therefore we should do the exact same thing. Binance Coin was also one of the very few coins, very first coins that actually had a coin burn. So just to throw that out there, because a lot of times if people don't pay attention to certain things or have never really gotten into a certain coin, they think that their coin was the first one to have done it. This space is so weird, and it's becoming a really weird. I'm glad we've gotten away from a lot of the tribalness that we had a couple of years ago, because that was completely insane. But people keep thinking that other coins are terrible because they're doing the exact same thing as them, not realizing that that first coin did it before their coin. So just to, please always do your own research. On Sunday, Binance reported that it had destroyed 1.2 million Binance tokens, valued at just under $400 million at the time. The exchange noted an additional 5,163 Binance coin were to be destroyed through its Pioneer Burn program, an incentive that aims to help users who have lost tokens through honestly mistaken transactions to smart contracts. Binance covers the losses, returning the tokens, yada, 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 yada. In summary, here's what it says right here. They burned all the tokens. This was incredibly popular news. It constantly is all the time. A lot of articles were also mentioning, I don't even know if I have them around here, that despite Binance coins burn, that their coin price didn't go up, and they're like, does this spell trouble for Binance? It's like, the world's markets are crumbling right now. Like, we know for a fact that the world is figuring out that the US dollar is garbage, like collectively at the exact same time, and world markets are reacting synchronized in tandem at the exact same time. Like the world around us is crumbling, and people for some reason go, well, why isn't Binance coin going up? It's like, well, because other finance also exists. Like we are still this small when it comes to like, actual financial infrastructure, network, whatever, what have you want to call it. So if the stock market is imploding, our market's also going to feel the hit. And there are going to be very few people who are going to be like, well, the stock market's crumbling. Let me go buy some Binance coin. Think just one step further, one step further. I implore you to please do so. So yeah, Binance coin has burned another set of coins that they do every quarter. And it keeps making the news because I think people are still surprised that they're burning so much, but that's what they said they were going to do. The entire point is to only have 100 million Binance coin left, and then that'll be all there is. So, yeah. Let's move on. Next up, the El Salvador government could be planning to release a US dollar stablecoin. Investigative news outlet El Faro reported on Friday the currency would be issued by the central bank, pegged to the value of the US dollar, and backed by reserves of real US dollars. So this is a bit of a weird story. These four gentlemen who you see on the screen are the actual brothers of the president. And apparently, I think this video was leaked or somebody gave it to them, of the four brothers discussing in their homes that they're going to be creating a stable coin. And then another website came out and said, no, that's not real. But the brothers said it's happening because they did it in a video chat. Yeah. Some meeting cited by El Faro happened after President Bukele announced in June that Bitcoin will become legal tender in the country. The brothers added that they would like all cryptocurrencies to become legal tender in El Salvador, but for that to happen, we need government infrastructure that is up to the task for what's needed. This was super popular news. I think it's because they have crypto as legal tender or Bitcoin as legal tender, and the brothers were talking about it. I don't know, but this was really popular for some reason. I think we're just going to move on because I really don't have anything to like hyper say about it, but this was extremely popular news. I guess because they're trying to become completely digitized, or maybe they're making the infrastructure to be able to do all these things to I mean, it is also kind of weird news. Once again, his brothers were just talking on Skype together about making a stable coin, and now it's apparently going to happen. So next up, the mayor of Jackson, Tennessee, sees Bitcoin as a tool that can address the declining value of the US dollar. Mayor Scott Conger says that he's gravely concerned about the rapid rise of inflation in the country as he offers a way out of the US dollar's deteriorating value. He said, "Why do we accept inflation? Why don't we demand more from our federal government? 6.3% in 2 years, 172% in my lifetime. Every year our dollar is worth less. There is no rebound. There is only one fix for this: Bitcoin." Conger adds that the city is now exploring strategies to embrace the leading cryptocurrency. He said, "Our blockchain task force is looking into how the city of Jackson, Tennessee can accept property tax payments in Bitcoin and allow our employees to dollar cost average into Bitcoin." Not surprised. The only states where we typically hear stuff like this from are places that aren't New York. I think about 18 other states at this point have had a mayor, a governor, a squirrel, someone say that they're trying to get the city or the state into Bitcoin. Even talking about your employees being able to dollar cost average into Bitcoin is also incredibly significant. The Bitcoin train has not stopped. It's simply that the number on the side of it is, changing and fluctuating. But this was also very popular news, as one might have assumed. Let's see if this actually ends up taking place. I feel like a lot of times you can have not a good spirit, good intentions for these things to take place. But there's always that 1 or 15 other politicians in the state or in the country who just don't want to kind of go for these things. But a lot of these initiatives do end up getting passed. We see that what's happening in Florida and many other places. So good luck. Hope it works out, because once again, the early adopters are going to be the richest ones. And, we still have billions of other people who don't even have any Bitcoin. So that's gonna be interesting for the future. Anyway, that's the Jackson, Tennessee mayor Bitcoin Jackson East Union. There's a tree news. And let's move on. This was the thing from yesterday. Remember, I was telling you, I couldn't remember who the other celebrity was who has gotten into Bitcoin. It's Mike Tyson. The other one yesterday was Busta Rhymes, and now it's Mike Tyson. They were in many articles together, but for some reason I couldn't find them. So apparently on Sunday, Mike Tyson was asking people on Twitter which they preferred, Bitcoin or Ethereum. Really good way to get engagement is by asking people like what they prefer in the cryptocurrency space. You'll get a lot of comments. Tyson is no stranger to the world of crypto and just recently stepped into the realm of non-fungible token collectibles. So basically he was asking people which they prefer, and lo and behold, in 2015, apparently he had an ATM with his face on it that sold Bitcoin. So it's clear that he's into the Bitcoin space. That was the other person. Yeah, nothing. Sorry, whatever. I'll say it. I keep wanting to say something and then I don't say it, and people in the comment section are like, just say it. Wait, where was the other one? Wait for it. There we go. Kid Dynamite. It says, the professional boxer, otherwise known as Kid Dynamite or Iron Mike. I maybe too young. I've never heard Kid Dynamite when referring to Mike Tyson. I've heard of Iron Mike, but not Kid Dynamite. See, that's what I had to say. People always want me to say these really stupid things, and I'm like, you don't want to hear what I have to say because it's not the most. Anyway, so Kid Dynamite is apparently into cryptocurrency, and no one should be surprised because I told you all 1,000 times before, these people have been in Bitcoin since at least 2014. So 2015, Iron Dynamite Kid Michael was punching Bitcoin in the face. Anyway, that's the Mike Tyson news. Moving on. Oh yeah. Okay. This is I think one of my, I often have like news stories that I really, really like, but this one, took the actual cake. Hold on. I think I coughed on myself. Took the actual cake. This one's absolutely fantastic. Last week, nearly every single website was reporting about the seizure of 3,800 PlayStation consoles allegedly being used to mine cryptocurrencies. The confiscated gaming units were among a stash of hardware discovered by Ukraine authorities during a raid of a farmhouse accused of tampering with electric meters to steal power from the local grid. Based on the initial reports at the time, the PS4 consoles, graphic cards, processing units, and other hardware found at the scene was being used for illegal crypto mining operations. However, according to an investigation by, people with brains, the seized PlayStation consoles were being used to generate content packs and coins from a FIFA game. That's football. A game mode in the popular FIFA football game title. Players usually have to earn FUT, that is FUT coins, and cards by winning football matches in the game, but the busted hardware was allegedly generating black market variants of these in-game items. Stop it. They have to make it sound like as if something illegal was still taking place. Black market FIFA cards? According to Delco, Ukraine's Secret Service has yet to confirm or deny its findings. I'm sure they're embarrassed, with the agency electing to keep details of the ongoing investigation under wraps. I wonder why. Remember the news that we got, what was it, like a day or two ago about, was it Indonesia or Malaysia? I don't remember. Anyway, there was some other country who took all these cryptocurrency mining equipments and they took a steamroller and rolled right over them instead of whatever. We're not going to get into that conversation. But this was the other news that we had last week about this other crazy operation that took place where they found thousands. Do they have a photo here? Photo. There's no photo. Well, you can find it. They had thousands of PS4s. And they went in and raided and they were like, stop what you're doing. Stop mining this code. Get away from the computers. This is all illegal. And I'm over dramatizing it, but you can kind of, guess that that's, kind of what happened. And they were saying that they were using all these PS4s to mine Bitcoin. And a lot of people were like, PS4s are barely strong enough to play some PS4 games. How are they mining Bitcoin with that? Lo and behold, they weren't. And now they have to find a brand new way to say, well, they were still FIFA cards. I'm fairly certain on the list of government things that are illegal, people making FIFA game modes, FUT coins probably is not one of them. They said PlayStation 4 is not the ideal rig to mine cryptocurrency. Given its slightly outdated configuration compared to many mining rigs available today, even a 16-console PS4 setup would fail to generate meaningful returns with legal electricity usage. This might be one of my favorite. They're so obsessed with trying to get control of the cryptocurrency market. They're so obsessed with trying to demonize it and say that something is wrong. Look at those people using those gaming machines to make Bitcoin illegally in a farm somewhere using electricity. What do you say now? Because how do you report on your local news or any national news that the people using PlayStation 4s were using it for a video game? I love it. I absolutely love it. They're so concerned with trying to get control of the market. They're so concerned with trying to make us look like we're absolutely insane or don't get into crypto. There was some other bank. I'm never going to actually report on this that came out yesterday. It was either JP Morgan or some other bank who was like, yeah, Bitcoin's quite dangerous. No one should be using it. What are you people talking about? Like, there's so much hyper manipulation in the market, and this is what I was talking about. Like when it comes to the actual regulatory clampdown, it's all happening too close together. It's happening all at the exact same time. There are all these raids, there are all these seizures, there are all these like discussions of, how many times have we heard in the last like 3 weeks, only 3 weeks, this place got shut down, this place was found, this place was so-and-so, and I'm certain so many of these places, the same exact thing was happening. You can use tons of computers linked together for other things. Like you can actually do other mathematical equations and not just be trying to mine cryptocurrencies. And even when you think they are, with PS4s, this is one of the greatest news stories we've ever gotten. Do you understand that? This was touted for a week as people within the cryptocurrency space keep stealing electricity to mine this illegal currency. They were getting football coins. Like literally one of my favorite news stories that we've ever had on this channel. And I make videos every single gosh darn day. Love it. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters, Professor Wally from Gunbite University, Stake It With Valor, Fudweiser, Mortified, Roman, Gaba, Bitcoin, Ben Arachno, Dave, Tony Ambroski, The Dealer's Den, Red Plum Tomato, Umnu, Wish, Nikki, The Letter M, Stefan Dirks, Not Brain, Captain Something in the Z-Way, Lay, Crypto, Black Sheep, AJ Cut 5, Speedy 655, and Carlos Was Like, Mobarazzi, Jojo Shawshow, VB Nerd 21, Miguel Groulet, Lauren De Silva, Quoted Biddy, Bare Bones Mining, Troy Allgood, Space Case, Need a Miracle, Pattern Nasser, Conan, Don't Skip Leg Day, Snacky Chan, Tolik Panano, Auspicious Agile and Blockchain, Navarro Williams, David James, Attila the Han, Yasha Harari, Utopia 569, Moonman High, XRP, Martin Stoyer, Nostromo, John Sarson, The Animal Reader, Abibliophobia, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, Moha Maroni, Massive Ventures in Thailand, Jared Schneider. Yeah, I got it right. Huh? Wait. Yeah, I got it right. Moha Maroni, Massive Ventures in Thailand. I was looking at the screen, but I wasn't looking at it, but I was still getting the name correct, which was kind of weird. Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, 242 to the World, Bankroll Network, Crypto Artist, Cold E3D, Damian Setsuna, Richie Richard III, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Nick Man, Gialavodi, Jim Garner, Jimmy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller Hitch Test Every Day, and Kyle Skips Leg Day, Yes to Crypto, Bodie McBoatface, Anytime Fitness, Monk's Corner Staff, Bake Me a Cake, Tigger Macho Nisa, On Crypto with Lionel, Crayola Michelle, URL, and Bolero Bastos. Thank you all very, very much for your support. Thank you to everyone who is a member of the channel. Thank you to everyone who left a comment, a like, who has subscribed. Thank you to everyone for your support across all the platforms. I do appreciate it. At the moment, Bitcoin is at 29,745 US dollars. It is down by 6%. Ethereum is at 1,764. It is down by 7%. You get the idea. The market's in red because of all the stuff I was telling you. There may be something else that we hear about over the course of the next 24 to 36 hours as to also why the cryptocurrency market has fallen, which is typically the case. It's always A and B. And then the next day there's a C and a D, and someone goes, well, my reasoning is the reason why the cryptocurrency market fell. We look at them and go, cool. Everyone pays attention to it for about 2 or 3 days. We look back at the markets, they're in green once again, and then everyone stops paying attention to why the markets fell and just the market's going back up. Leo said, Una's Leo said, is up by 6.5%. Wow. On 800,000 trading volume. So never mind, I completely take that back because that's clearly the reason why it's up. If someone has $1 million, they can pump the price. Anyway, I do hope you all enjoyed. I do hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, and supporting, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.